Welcome back to the world of All Hallows Eve, and in this we will be talking about some additional rules and the future of where this game will be going. So, you've played this game a few times. You're starting to learn all the ins and outs as a chaperone of which character to place where and what team works well together and what monster to avoid, etc., etc. And the monsters are learning to really handle their decks and how they are played and maneuvered in the combos there within. You've played with both tiles, the sides of the map, you've played with multiple people, you've played with 2 people. It's fun, but where do you go from here? Well, some alternate rules can be, at the beginning of the game, the chaperone can add a +1 or -1 token on your trick-or-treaters. What this does is gives them a permanent boost to their base defense value. So if it is a 3, it would get a 4 instead. So you have gotten used to one of the heroes being at 3 defense, but now the monsters are thrown because it's actually at 4. But when you place a +1 token on one of your trick-or-treaters, you must place a -1 token on another one to keep things fair. Speaking of fair, you may not place a +1 token on a 6 defense trick-or-treater, and you may not place a -1 token on a 2 defense trick-or-treater. This means that that monster isn't unstoppable, or that trick-or-treater isn't unstoppable, and that the little trick-or-treater with now the 1 defense isn't an auto hit. There are no tokens for this in the game, but it is a way that some people have found fun to add a little more spice to the end. Another way that you can play the game is instant death for the monsters. So if a monster is killed during the gameplay, they wrap it up, take their cards out, the monster who killed them gets their single trick-or-treater to their token, and that monster gets to pout in the corner until the rest of you guys finish up the game. One untested one is adding multiple chaperones. Currently, as the game scales, so does the chaperone's responsibility. The more monsters, that means the more maps, the more trick-or-treaters they have to use, and at some point, this can be a challenge. For this base set of the game, there's 3 monsters, so the chaperone won't be controlling too many. But at some point, we will be discussing rules on how to have multiple chaperones. If you want to house rule this for now, that is good. I just suggest that you still are only allowed to use 2 candy cards per turn, and the panic level counts as the total level for the 2 chaperones, not individually. So that way the cards and the panic level are not running rampant. And then you would take turns starting and ending them, and you would have your trick-or-treaters, and if you lose all of them, you are out of the game, and then if the chaperones do win, the chaperone with the most candy wins. Again, those are all untested rules, and I don't know what kind of results may come out of those, and I hope to have some sort of form of official ruling on that at some point. But so far, there is not much to get you to that point where you would need 2 chaperones. That said, the future of this game, I do plan on multiple expansions. Some are monsters that would come into town. Currently, there are 3 monsters within this, but perhaps a 4th monster is lurking not too far off. There are the 16 trick-or-treaters, but kids move all the time. Maybe there's some more waiting around the corners. Different scenarios, different locations. So keep an eye out on all of my stuff on All Hallows Eve on Facebook. You can find me at Darrell Davey, that's Darrell Davey at Facebook, or the World of All Hallows Eve Facebook page. I will update this if there are any links to video channels or any form of website from there on out to keep you in the loop on any additional supplements for your game. The last thing you may want to do, which could be kind of fun, is if a few of your friends have a base set, you could run a town event. This is where maybe the chaperone would need a little help running around all the monsters, but you could add in 2 or more boards and have a massive board and connect them. Just follow your scaling chart. There's a little bit of math in there that if you look, you should be able to figure out, and you would have yourself a full afternoon of slaying. So again, thank you for joining us. Feel free to add some of these alternative rules in there if you want to spice things up or give them a shot. Again, none of these are sanctioned or official, but I can't fault you for trying. Thank you so much and enjoy the world of All Hallows Eve.